Well. Don't we just have so much to talk about? Now, I know you're probably confused, right? Family, I get it. Relax, I understand. I don't want you to be too confused. Hold on. Ooh, there we go. I don't want you to be too confused. Don't be worried. We still have point A, point B, the big show happening today. But for right now, because last night was considered to be pretty much a pay-per-view, we gotta react. And we're gonna react to it. We're gonna talk about it as soon as we get right back here on point A, point B in the ring.
You must be crazy. All this beef I'm in, you play my field. All these players I beef with daily touch my ops, you must be crazy. All this beef I'm in, you play my field, you push up this. Oh God, it's be the end for them. Don't fuck around and try to fend for them. All this death that I sent for them, you gon' catch a bullet that was meant for them. All these players I beef with daily touch my ops, you must be crazy. All this beef I'm in, you play my field, you push up this. Oh God.
Man, if you missed it last night, let's talk about it right now. Raw on Netflix happened, the new era. Triple H came out, gave his introductions. The match, the tribal match happened. Whoa. They came out, interruptions. Paul Heyman, legends came out. More legends came out. More legends came out. The championships were switched over. More legends came out. Quick falls happened and feuds happened as well. It was a whole lot that happened last night. I want to say, I would like to say I had a good time. I would like to say I had a good time with this, right? With this show. And it's tough. It's tough to say that. It's tough to say that. I mean, you start out the show, right? And I think the best way possible that they did it, starting out the show, was with our man Triple H coming out and doing what he always does and stuff like that. Like you love to see that, having him come out and give his introductions and stuff like that, which you do love. You do love. I love it when he does this. I'm not gonna lie to you. It gives it a certain kind of feel. It's a great introduction to the moments and stuff like that. You start off with that. And he just does it. He does it right. And thank you, Triple H. Like I said, like we said before, you know what I mean? We're going to give him, as long as we can, his accolades and his credit, just for being as amazing as he is at his job. Period. After that, shit stopped making sense, right? It just stopped making sense for me, because then after that, you had The Rock come out, right? You had The Rock come out, and then he gives his spiel, right? About how, he's happy to be here. He is the high chief and stuff like that. And we were breaking numbers and stuff like that. And then he starts giving his respect to people he should be feuding with, right? He should be feuding with people like his cousin Roman Reigns. And then he gave his respect to the person that he's feuded with the most, and that's with Cody Rhodes. And I get it, right? New viewership. You want people to come in, and you want people to come in, and you want them to kind of be explained because it's Netflix. It's a new era, and this isn't the core fans that you had on USA, right? I get that. So you kind of want to come in and give them an explanation of what's going on, right? What's happening? Why is this happening? But it just didn't feel. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel normal. It didn't feel normal, and it kind of broke the kayfabe. He came out first after Triple H too. I didn't like that. Always happy to see The Rock, but he came out with his heel music. He came out with the Versace vest and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, he came out like a dickhead. Like, and you wanted to see him be that guy, and he wasn't that guy, and that's just so fucking confusing. It was so fucking confusing, and I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say I liked it. Him shouting out Cody Rhodes was a lot for me. And then, you know, more happened, right? More happened, and we like more. We like more happening, right? More happened, and that being the Tribal Combat match, right? The Tribal Combat match happened, and this was kind of crazy, right? Kind of crazy. Everybody came out. Everybody came out for this match. Everybody came out, right? Like, you seen so much happening with this. I hope they do away, right, with this Tribal Combat excuse for calling things for a hardcore match. It's just a hardcore match. You know what I'm saying? There's no other stipulation to it. When it was originally proposed, the Tribal Combat match, it was supposed to be pretty much a hardcore match that nobody else can get involved in, right? That's how it was originally proposed, when it was supposed to be Roman and then Jay, right? And then that didn't happen. People got involved, right? And then they did it again with Roman and Cody. Cody wins. Did it again with Cody and Solo. Cody wins. Everybody gets involved. Then this one, they kind of went with the same feeling they did with WrestleMania, in which you had a bunch of guest appearances come out and help. Wasn't surprised to see Tonga Loa and Jacob Fatu get involved in the match. That to me was just fine. I get it, man. They that's what they were supposed to do. They got involved. And then after that prompted Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso. Just like I said, if you guys watched my prediction last night, we talked about this. What I said happened. He came out. Sami came out. You know, Jimmy came out. And they got involved. And then I thought it might have been Drew, but Drew had a match that night. So him and Jay not coming out made sense. It would have kind of diluted their match. You know what I'm saying? Which was happening, I believe, right after. But like you seen, Kevin Owens came out. And Kevin came out and with all the energy in the world. I love Kevin, bro. Kevin's been such a great character addition with this heel. You just love his energy, man. He came out, he stunned the Roman sold it beautifully in the corner, and you know, told Solo to get up. Come on, get him. Roman kicks out. Cody Rhodes comes out because he's feuding with Kevin, of course. And again, they're blending these storylines, right? And it's beautiful because it shows you the ripple effect of Roman Reigns over his 4-year reign. You know, his him being a villain created the villain of Kevin Owens again. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like they're telling stories off of that story and then tying them stories back into the original story, which is awesome. So the match ending, I didn't mind it. Roman spear and then corner. Ooh-ah. Big pop for the ooh-ah. And then runs over and spears him again. 1, 2, 3. New champion. No, I mean, sorry, new Ulufala. New tribal chief. The only tribal chief. Only tribal chief. And then, you know, this happens where The Rock asks for the Ulufala. Give me that bitch. He gives him the Ulufala, and The Rock then places that on the neck of Roman. It again, like, this is cool. I'm hoping that with this being done, right? With this being done, you got a little bit of stare off with the high chief and now the tribal chief, right? The only tribal chief, that they're going to spark some out of this. But then they gave each other the fucking, the Samoan, you know what I'm saying? The Samoan handshake. And then they got out the ring and walked off together as if, like, you know, they're on the same team. This is my problem with breaking kayfabe for a show, right? We waited a long time for The Rock to come back, and The Rock putting out that video on his Instagram implicated so many things that could have been done in storytelling tonight that really wasn't, and it wasn't enough drama. That's my only criticism of this. We're happy Roman got back to Ulufala. I want to know what they're going to do with Jacob Fatu now in a Tungaloans, Tungaloa and his brother, and Zilla Fatu is supposed to be coming back as well. What happens with Solo Sikoa, right? Like, what happens with him? He walks off after the match to the back. You know, there wasn't any kind of stare off or no kind of acknowledgement from Solo to Roman Reigns or anything like that could have enhanced the storytelling. I think they missed the mark on so many opportunities to be able to push the story along and push on the narrative of this tribal chief era and tonight. And even though it was, I feel like they tried to mute it down a little bit of the storytelling because it was the first night of Netflix, Raw on Netflix, and they were trying to push along this new era and introduce everybody to these characters that might not be introduced to them on Netflix. But I think that wrestling is huge enough already, and you're here for a reason. You signed a 10-year contract with Netflix because of the fanfare you already have. So everybody that's coming over to watch this are people who are already fans of Raw and the product you have at WWE already. So I didn't like the fact that they were muting it down too much in order to, like, kind of dilute it for the fans who are already fans of the show. Bring the fucking drama, man. That's what we're here for. Bring the drama, bring the intensity, bring the fucking this backstabs, bring all that back. That's what we need. That's what we want. That's what we kind of like tune in for, is the storytelling of it. And I didn't think that them toning it down was the best decision for the night. And you kind of seen it a lot with multiple people, multiple storylines kind of being toned down. There was great wrestling in these 4 matches. There's only 4 matches in the show, so I don't want to say that. I don't want to take away from that. It was great matches, great matches, but just wasn't, you know what I'm saying, I don't feel like it was enough. You know, I just don't feel like it was enough. But shout out to the Roman Reigns, who is obviously my GOAT right now when it comes to wrestling and stuff like that. He's the GOAT to me. So shout out to Roman for fulfilling his tribal destiny and winning back the Ulufala and getting that back, right? After that, you got to see this happen. You got to see this happen with John Cena coming out, right? Coming out and giving his spiel on why he should, you know, what should he do? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what should I do? Should I come back and should I do this? Should I do that? That happened right afterwards, right? I don't want to go to Royal Rumble and just be at Royal Rumble. I don't want to go to Royal Rumble and be there for nothing. And that was cool. That was cute, right? That was cool. Again, nothing happened here. He just came out and he chatted. Like nothing happened. Nothing happened here. He just came out and chatted, and that would be fine, right? Why are we wasting time? This is my only problem with the night for WWE tonight. Like last night, I should say. Why are we wasting time not telling stories? This is his last year, right? In WWE, he should have automatically been thrusted into a feud immediately. Have somebody come out and disrespect him tonight. People are just walking in and walking out scot-free, and it pissed me off, man. Allow him to get disrespected tonight. Allow it. Allow that, big man. Allow that. It should have been automatic. I think with all the talent you got back there who needed to make a name for themselves, Carmelo Hayes needed to make a name for himself. You have people in the crowd that's just in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? You know who got great chemistry? Him and New Day. Have the New Day come out, right? And draw that heel heat in they had when they were up in the fucking stands. You use them in the stands, use them for this segment, bro. That would have been a huge fucking segment, man. It could have been a way that you could have used John Cena to even fuel the hatred for New Day even more, right? Oh, John don't have nothing to do until Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? Have Gunther come out when he says, "I'm going to go to the Royal Rumble and win," and Gunther could have been out and said, "And then what? And then what? You're gonna come for my title? I'll beat the shit out of you, John." That's what you should have had happen, man. Make it matter, man. Make it matter. I don't think John Cena is gonna win the Royal Rumble. No, that's not gonna fucking happen. I don't think CM Punk's gonna win it either. Right? I don't think that would dilute the whole point of him having that chip he can cash in with Paul Heyman. Right? Like, this was a waste of fucking time. Other than for him to come back and be like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to retire this year, and because I'm going to retire this year, I need you guys to look at it and you know what I mean, and look at the product and know I'm going to be there for all the pay-per-views and stuff like that." Who gives a fuck, bro? You got Logan Paul back there now that's going to be a wrestler for the foreseeable future, right? Full time. You got Logan there. You got Carmelo there. You got Braun Breaker. You got all these people there that got LA Knight. Fuck. That need a rub. They all need a rub. Pause. And Johnson is the perfect person to do so. The heat that you can get for somebody off the fact that this is his last year in wrestling, man, could have been insane. They just wasted opportunities on this. John was still. This is not about John though. John came out. Cena came out with his great Cena energy and stuff like that. Great Cena energy. Great mic work and stuff like that. Great promo work, just like John Cena would normally do. Like, there was no problem with that at all. John did a great job with that. It's not the point. The point is, it's just so much more that could have happened with that. But you know, that's pretty much all that happened. He came out and announced that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, which is cool. Fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? 4 matches tonight. Cool. Fucking cool. So after that, right, and we move right along. After that happened, then you have the match with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan for that World's Women's Championship, right? And this was cool. I didn't have a problem with it. I was happy that this should be the end of that feud. It's done now, right? This should be over. This should be the last thing we should see when it comes to that. That should be done, right? Feud was great. Feud was okay. Feud was pretty good. I gave a lot of moments overall throughout the totality of, you know, their whole feud. It had legitimate moments. It had credence to the gripes that they had with each other. Liv Morgan definitely had a reason to be upset with Rhea Ripley, and it made sense, right? You broke my arm. We were friends. You broke my arm. You took you tried to take my career away from me just because you were changing. Well, now I've changed. I'm going to take yours away from you. I'm going to take everything away from you like you tried to do to me, right? It made sense. It made sense. And tonight was the night to end it. I didn't care whether they ended it tonight or Royal Rumble, but this had to end. I'm cool with them having a ticky-tack rivalry for the rest of their, like, you know, for a long time. I'm not feuding with you right now, but I don't like you. Just like Roman and Seth, like, I don't like you. I'm never going to like you. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that happening and that being a thing. I don't want them to be friends next year or something like that. I'm okay with them not liking each other for the foreseeable future in order to tell stories, right? Because you can always revisit this feud in order to push along narratives for future stories, right? But this had to end, and I think it ended the right way with Rhea winning back her championship. Now the door's open for somebody to come back or somebody new to come up, and you know, and she's the right champion to do that with. Liv Morgan, I will say this for her, because there's nothing much I can say about the match itself. I feel like the match happened the way it was supposed to happen, in a way, in a real WWE type of way. You know what I'm saying? The match itself, I'm saying, happened in a real WWE type of way. And that is, you know, minor interference and stuff like that. Great selling from Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley in the match. They have great chemistry, and Liv Morgan has really excelled when it comes to her ring presence in the ring, selling the faces. You know what I'm saying? The emotion, the energy, everything. She's done a great job of getting better with that over the last 2 years. I'm going to say, honestly, because when she was with the Riot Squad and stuff like that back in the day, when Ruby was there and everything and stuff like that, you didn't really see this from her. You did see that she's a beautiful woman, had a great face, and may have had it, but this feud really exploded her, man, to a different level. And I hope that now this propels her into a new place. Maybe fuse with other people as well. Maybe again having a different kind of energy on the microphone, you know. But I'm glad to see that's being done. Her and Rhea now are done. But it's happened the way it normally would happen, right? They have a great match. The match ends with 2 riptides. 1, 2, 3, over, done, great, over. And then for no fucking reason at all, for no reason, I don't understand why, Undertaker comes out. Undertaker comes out, you know, they did the gong first and then have him come out with his American Badass thing. I'm not sure what the fuck this is for, right? I don't get it. I don't get it. You can't make me get it. I don't understand it. Other than to celebrate her, he hasn't been like a figure when it comes to her before this anyway. So I don't understand it, other than just to have another fucking legend come out and parade in front of the crowd. You know, I feel that they're just bringing people out. Just bring them out, y'all. Just bring them out. We ain't got nothing else to do. Just bring them out. Which is fine. You know, whatever. I'm not mad about it. You got a chance to see that. Him come out. They had a great little match. I'm sorry, him to come out. They had a great moment. Which is fine. And that's that. You know what I'm saying? Hilarious moment though that happened after this, right? I'm not sure if it was after this or before. I can't remember throughout the night, but it was fucking hilarious, right? It was hilarious. And that being, I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick for you, because it's one thing to see, it's one thing to hear about it. It's another thing to just see it, right? So, watching the show, I'm like, they're just like force graping legends on us, right? They're just giving us legends for no reason. And nobody asked for it, nobody wanted it. But they just kept going. It just kept fucking going. And this time was even hilarious because WWE won't drop footage of it. And I think that's hilarious itself, because they have not put a video out with it yet. And they have everything else that happened, right? Everything else, even on the WWE recap package that they do every week for the shows, they had every other part of the show. Every other part of the show. Except the one they didn't think would happen the way it happened. And man, that was this. That was Hulk Hogan coming out. That was Hulk Hogan coming out and getting fucking booed, bro. Hulk got booed bad. It was so great for me, man. Pure gold. Pure gold having him come out and getting fucking booed. Like, what did you think was going to happen, bro? Like, what did you think was going to happen? He's doing all the hand motions and stuff like that. He's doing the whole thing. And as soon as, like, the people they're showing right now are the ones they want to show in order to push the narrative that they're happy that he's there, right? But man, when he said, "Let me tell you something, brother," and you heard the boos roaring down from the crowd, you know, you got heart there, which is cool. You know, you're happy to have him. Hogan looks bad, boy. Them roids fucked him up something different, right? He looks pretty fucking bad, right? And yo, they booed the shit out this man. I'm talking about, man. It was so great. I can't play audio from the show, right? Because, you know, obviously for obvious reasons, right? But if you wanna know what it sounded like, for him to get booed, I'll let you know exactly what it sounded like. It sounded something just like this. Let me see if I can get it so where you can hear how it sounded. It kind of sounded like this, right?
Boo this man!
That's what it sounded like. It sounded like that. It sounded just like that. It sounded just like that. And it was great, man. Nobody should be booed more on this earth than Hulk Hogan. As a black man, I feel like it's cool for me to say that. Nobody should be booed more on this earth than Hulk Hogan. I'm happy for it. I don't care if you're a Hulk Hogan fan. If you are here and you're watching this and you're a Hulk Hogan fan, great for you. You really appreciate everything he did in the 80s and whatever like that, with all the steroids and stuff like that, you know. Everything he did with the Vince McMahon era, which should say a lot about him. But, you know, great. You opened the door for a lot of white wrestlers, closed the door on a lot of black ones, right? Great. You loved Hulk Hogan. I don't. He's a blatant racist, and they thought that he was gonna come out to an LA crowd, right? And be paraded in front of them as another legend, right? Be paraded in front of this crowd like they weren't going to boo this man. When I talk about they booed him, it was great. It was great. And I want to say thank you to LA. You would have thought he said fuck Kendrick or something like that in LA. He got booed. You know what I'm saying? So it was great, man. I really loved it. This another reason why I said again, I don't like the fact that they just brought out legends to parade them for this show, right? I don't get it. They just brought him out to parade him in front of the show again for no reason at all. And they kind of deserve it. They kind of deserve this moment, and I hope that this allows them to stop being so fucking lazy when it comes to their products. Triple H, usually you have an amazing product, bro, and I'm super supportive, but this time with this show, bro, I fell asleep. I fell asleep on certain parts. I had to go back and watch highlights because it just was not captivating. I was amped in the first couple of seconds of the show, man, after Triple H gave his soliloquy about what this was. And every time Triple H comes out and he has a conversation with the crowd, it's always a new era of something. He has to stop saying that shit. It's not the new Netflix era. This is a new era. This is the NXT era. This is the new Now it's an NXT era. Okay, bro, we get it. You got a 10-year contract. You know what I mean? We get it. Fuck. And usually he has a great product. And I love his soliloquy when he came out. And then The Rock came out. I'm fucking amped. Like, oh shit. The Rock's about to come out and be a dick. They know what they doing. Cool. Nothing happened, bro. All these legends being brought up for nothing, man. I just, right? Just that. And then more happened. You know, more happened with that. More celebrity guests and stuff like that. This time it's with Travis Scott, right? Travis Scott comes out and he comes out with a fiend. And then after that, it's him and Jay, and they do the yeet. They do the yeet, right? And great moment. I mean, Travis Scott's there to be, you know, a hype machine as he is, and that's fine, right? And his energy kind of works with the Jey Uso energy, so it makes sense. I didn't hate that. It makes sense. You know, Travis Scott coming out with a beer and an L. Like, my boy rolled up and was smoking and came out. And if anything you need to see confirms that this is a new era, right? It's Travis Scott coming out smoking weed on the show. That's top tier work right there. Travis coming out with an L, top tier work. I loved it. I fucking loved it. That was great. I will say this, right? I don't have a problem with music artists being there as much, right? Travis kind of made sense. He's the new, his song is a new intro for Raw, I believe. So it kind of made sense for him to be there. And they usually attach, you know, hip hop artists with Jey Uso. It was Lil Wayne before for WrestleMania, and now it's Travis Scott. And Travis a long time, you know, supporter of the product with WWE. So I'm not mad about that. I think that was kind of cool. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it was more of another step. Like, yo, this is definitely a new era, bro. This is definitely the Netflix era. You know what I'm saying? Like, we drinking, we smoking, we screaming "fuck you" Solo on national streaming television. It was great. It was great. Then the match itself, you know, after that, Drew McIntyre comes out, and Drew comes out and it's great. I think Drew is, like I said, the wrestling tonight was cool. I had no problem with the wrestling tonight. I think the wrestling tonight was fucking awesome. And I did not have an issue with that at all. But the wrestling tonight did its job. They had great matches. the matches itself were really good. I think with the fact that only was 4 matches, they had enough time to be able to really hone in on the matches and make sure you didn't have any Nia Jax moments. Nia Jax chair shot moments. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. Go look up Nia Jax in what was it called in War Games with the fucking chair shots. Dear God, it didn't have any moments like that. Everything was solid, man. The match with Jey Uso is more of the same. It's a solid ass match, and you know, you got much of the same stuff with Jey Uso. You know what I'm saying? Almost pins. Somebody kicked out of the Claymore, which is a protected move, which is insane. So that in itself is insane. Somebody kicked out of that. Sorry about that. Somebody kicked out of that. So my apologies with that. But somebody kicked out of the Claymore, which is crazy. And then then Drew McIntyre kicked out of the Spear, and good match. It ended the way I thought it probably would, which is Jey Uso winning in some kind of like non-conventional way because you have to protect Drew McIntyre, right? But him winning doesn't fuel his hatred, right? Which continues the story. You kind of need something that's going to fuel the hatred of Drew McIntyre, and him winning doesn't fuel it, right? It validates it doesn't even validate his hatred. It just says I'm better than you guys. You know what I mean? And it almost kind of takes away weeks of storytelling you can do by having him win, because he has a victory now over Sammy and fucking Jay, right? Jay's been built up too much this past year as main event Jey Uso to have him just drop like that. So to have him win with the quick roll up was smart. And then you already had Sammy and Jay come out already. So you having him getting his ass whipped by Drew after the match didn't really make sense, because it wouldn't have been nobody really to save him. They don't really like to double use people for the same thing in a night. So I think that ended the way it ended the best possible way it could have ended. Even though people hate the quick roll up, you know what I'm saying? Or like the count out, you know what I'm saying? I think this ended in the best possible way that it could end, in order to tell that story and keep that narrative going with him and the bloodline. Again, another person who has a sub story off of, you know what I mean, the bloodline madness that happened for 4 years, right? Drew has actual gripes with the bloodline. That's legitimate. When I was a champion and Roman was the champion, Roman devalued me as a champion, made me feel like a second string champ. Talk shit about me, right? When it was my chance to go up against him for the belt in front of my family, Solo Sikoa came out and snatched that from me in front of my family, right? So it's like he has these gripes that's legitimate. Everybody has these legitimate gripes with Roman Reigns because Roman did everything he had to do to stay at the top. And I think that this is awesome and great storytelling, and continue it, especially with Drew being what he is right now. Drew, this is the best version of you. If this is just you being yourself is the best version of yourself. This is awesome. I don't ever want to see another version of Drew McIntyre. The anti-hero of Drew McIntyre is beautiful. The mind games, the shit talking, him carrying that feud with CM Punk, to him carrying this feud right now with everybody, right? Just showing up where he wants to show up, doing what he wants to do, and just being a fucking rogue. Rogue Drew is awesome, Drew. I love it, man. This is them. I think this is the best. Like, Triple H is bringing the best out of people right now, out of his talent, especially his main event talent. Even the talent that's not main event, man. I think what he's doing with everybody is bringing the best out of them. Later on in the show, in the background, they did a few. I'm sorry for the stuttering. They did a few interviews and stuff like that with a couple of superstars who were in the bleachers and in a skybox, and you got to see Miz and Karrion Kross. He's still utilizing them, and Miz and Karrion Kross is just they also were amazing in those moments. Karrion Kross is being brought out and repackaged in a way where he's the devil on the shoulder, and I love what he's doing as well. they're allowing so much room to be able to be told with storytelling in these characters, right? Because that's what it is. They're characters of people being pushed in a way that they can put their real life energy into it, right? I wish, and there's so many people I wish would have been here for this version of WWE. Like Enzo Amore would have fucking thrived in this version of WWE. Like Vince buried him and got rid of him because he wasn't a big guy, and Enzo was just learning how to wrestle while wrestling. This version of WWE, Enzo would have been big, man. Also, Adam Cole. Dear God, if this needed anything, Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole, baby. You need to come back home. And they ain't doing shit for you in AEW, man. I love AEW too. I love the product over there. I have my gripes with AEW, but way too much talent being over there that he does not know how to use properly. But Edge and Adam Cole, man, and Christian, dear God. Even Pac, over there is Pac, but we knew him as Neville. These people, man, in this era, Aleister Black. In this era, because Triple H was the one that was pushing these people, mind you. Vince didn't want him. Triple H was pushing these people. In this era? Come on, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Triple H is bringing the best out of these people, man. And you've seen it right here with Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso, honestly. And Jimmy, fuck. They separated them and you got to see them shine in their own rights. I want to see Jimmy get his own title. Please, you let Jay get one, let Jimmy get one. Please. And let Solo win something. You have to validate his heel run with some kind of goal. He didn't even touch a title in this whole run. The Tongans had a fucking title, right? That is just shout out to Triple H for bringing out the best when it comes to, the talent that he has in right now. It was great. And last but not least, you got to see what happened with Seth and CM Punk. Seth and CM Punk had a great match as well, and it was also great to see. This one was storytelling in its finest. Honestly, I was surprised to see how they went with this. I honestly thought that it was a possibility that CM Punk would lose. Honestly, I thought that CM Punk could possibly lose, but he didn't. He won. He fucking won. And I'm sorry, yeah, that kind of blew my mind. But shout out to again, shout out to the professionalism of Seth Rollins and CM Punk, right? I seen multiple times during this match where Seth is like, he has a long hair, which helps with this, but you see wrestlers kind of like lean over each other like this, and that's when they're communicating or what's going to happen next, right? That's when they're checking on each other. Are you okay? Right? Stuff like that. And there's something to be said about Seth Rollins and him being such a workhorse in WWE since he's been here. The architect, the savior, whatever you want to call him, right? Seth freaking Rollins has been a complete workhorse in WWE since separating himself from the Shield. Even in the Shield, I think he was a workhorse, but since separating himself from the Shield, he's really carried matches against people for a while. Against Kane back in the day. Feuds he had with, oh my God, man. with Sting, even though he injured Sting, what feuds he had with Sting, with people who are just a little past their prime. He had it again with CM Punk, but CM Punk still has a lot to give. Best in the world, you know. He talked this shit before the match. He talked this shit afterwards. And again, you need Seth Rollins to lose because it allows this to push the narrative, right? He lost clean. He lost clean after them disrespecting each other, using each other's finishers on each other. Take this stump. Take this go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Using each other's finishers the whole time. It was good. It was great. But you also, you know what I'm saying? He lost clean. And now this allows like CM Punk to be like, I don't give a fuck about you. Right? I'm done. Like I said before this happened, I never thought about you. I'm moving on. And now that this is over with, it's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing. Take your ass home. We done. We're done. We're done. Right? But now Seth Rollins could come back and attack him again and be like, I'm not done with you. This can be a more unhinged version of Seth Rollins. Which I think works. Right? Make CM Punk's life a living hell for the next couple months. Drag this out into SummerSlam. You can do it. You can fucking do it. Drag it out into SummerSlam. I don't think there's a bigger feud for CM Punk or Seth Rollins. Now I could be wrong. I wasn't expecting the Drew McIntyre and CM Punk feud to be as big as it was. I prayed for this moments and stuff like that, like him taking his family's bracelet and stuff like that. I wasn't expecting that from WWE. So they do a great job. You know what I'm saying? Making these feuds. I don't really see another one that big, right? If Karrion Kross didn't have, or CM Punk didn't have the whole Final Testament group thing, I can see that being a feud with one of those two. Probably with CM Punk more with Karrion Kross. I just love the work Karrion Kross is doing, man. He's slowly and sneakily become one of my favorites. You're gonna hear his name a lot in the show. Hope I can get him in for an interview one of these days. But I would like to see them drag this feud along unless they're able to create something magical with somebody else that you wasn't expecting to see coming. But I mean, this, like I said, this show was a great way to end the night. I was wondering how they were going to do the lineup. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're going to have Roman start the show and CM Punk and them end it, or vice versa. I feel like this is the right way to go. CM Punk took some spots, man, didn't he? The table, top rope, the double, going to the super suplex to the Falcon Arrow reversal. Just great moments in that match, and I'm happy to see it. Honestly, I'm happy to see it. You don't really get moments like that, honestly. I'm really just happy to see it. But like I was saying, the show wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I think they did a pretty good job with everything. I don't have anything negative to say when it comes to that. I do think that they, like I said, you know, to end my thoughts with everything, they did way too much with just hauling out stars to haul out stars for no reason on multiple occasions. I think that was really just a problem for me. They were hauling out stars for no reason. And I just didn't like that, right? But other than that, I think it was a pretty good show. They did a great job with the matches, and enough was done for me to appreciate the product like I always do. Now, I hope that now going forward, they're able to like get rid of that watered down effect when it comes to the product, and able to start pushing these stories back again, and have The Rock come back out being what The Rock is supposed to be, the final boss. Not just I don't want to see him be a face for WWE. I need him to be the final boss. right? And tell these stories again. Other than that, let me know what you think in the comments, in the chats. Make sure that you take your time out when you can. Come to Twitch, whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching this on Facebook or wherever you're watching this right now. Make sure you come to Twitch, which is our homestay, and have a chance to look at our other products that we have available, which includes the Point A Point B show we're going to be doing tonight, which is, you know, our flagship show here on Shadow Network, and also the Locker Room, Overly Opinionated, How Kings Game, How Kings React, a bunch of products here and shows here that we put a lot of work into. Make sure you come and you follow. Not only do you follow, make sure you subscribe, because subscribing helps us be able to do what we do. I do a lot when it comes to production and everything else. So it helps me a lot when we're able to subscribe and be a part of the growth process. I need you so I can be the best version of me. And as a family, we can come together and make this something great, man. I want to be able to contend with the great streamers that we have on this platform already. And the way I'm going to be able to do that is by people like you, doing what you can to help out and knowing you appreciate it. Shout out to Brooklyn. Normally he's here with us. It's here with me for this show. This is our show type of thing. He could not be here for this episode. He will be here for Point A Point B though, I believe. But he will be here Wednesday for the Wednesday show. So don't worry about that. That's going to be a thing. Yeah, so he just confirmed with me he'll be there for that. So, you know, he'll be here for that. And also, you know, so hopefully, you know, he'll be here for that. And then also Wednesday as well, you know, as a co-host and stuff like that for the show. It's good to have him in. He's a great talent when it comes to just, you know, general sports knowledge and wrestling knowledge as well. So he'll be here with that. So just be prepared for, you know, seeing him more often as well. Also, we are looking for people that want to come to the show and help out when it comes to editing, social media, things of that nature. So if you have any talents with that and you want to help out with an upstart company, kind of get our feet off the ground and kind of build your portfolio as well, reach out. Please do. We would love to, you know what I'm saying, work with people and, you know, build relationships and, you know, have this thing really pop off. So that'd be great. If you have anything you want to provide to us, any ideas you want to give to us, give us as well. But make sure you come out and support. We will see you later on today for Point A, Point B, the big show. I'm so excited to talk about the things we got to talk about. And if you are a fan of this show, In the Ring, we will see you tomorrow for In the Ring. And that's going to be a great one. I'm excited for that. This has been an amazing show. Thank you so much for rocking out with us. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, family. Family, family. Be for real. You're rocking with the best, baby. Point A, Point B, In the Ring.
You must be crazy. All this beef I'm in, you play my field, you push up this. All God is be the end for them. Don't fuck around and try to fend for them. All this death that I sent for them, you gon' catch a bullet, I was spent for them. All these killers I beef with daily, touch my